Welcome to Roundhouse Roulette, a Walker, Texas Ranger podcast. I'm Evan Dalton, here with my brother Adam.
What's it going on?
And Mr. Bob Leahy.
Ho, 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 ho. That was Santa Claus, by the way.
That's Santa Bob.
That's Santa Bob.
Very festive.
Well, thanks for joining us for a very special year-end summary of our statistics from the last year or so. Actually, it's 2 years now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've been cataloging all the roundhouse kicks, explosions, vehicle chases, and a number of other statistics on our website. And I think it's time, our annual poring over the data to see if there's something we can learn from Walker by the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're 49 episodes in, so we're pretty much a quarter of the way through. And we're going to let you know what our pretty significant sample size can tell you about this lovely TV show we all know and love. Before we bust out our abacus and, crank out some statistical knowledge here, join us as we pull up a chair at CD's Bar and Grill. Fancy meeting you guys here. It's been a while.
It has indeed.
I think we say that every episode, but we actually mean it this time.
Yeah, I mean, we actually had a different holiday episode planned, but there was a little complication. Or maybe there wasn't a complication. Evan, do you want to fill us in on what's going on?
We had a baby. We did not name it Walker, that's all I'll say.
The podcast had a baby?
No, I had a baby with my wife.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, man. Well,
but our podcast could have a baby, and it could be like a Sons of Thunder-esque spinoff.
Yeah, I mean, Walker, Texas Dalton was the obvious name, and you really kind of messed up there.
I know. Well, that's why people have second and third kids, so that they can just use weird names.
Oh, that's where the experimental names come in.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Alex Cahill Dalton. I mean, that'd be pretty good.
Yep. That works.
So, well, I mean, I'm just hearing of this now, so congratulations, Evan. I just want
thank
to
you.
pass that
Thank
on
you.
to you.
Big news.
Yep, you guys gave birth to beautiful Matilda.
It's true. That happened.
And
It's true.
yeah, I'm trying to think. We haven't come across a Matilda yet in Walker, but, as far as this podcast goes, she's canon.
Yeah, yep.
I'm looking forward to meeting her when I come back for Christmas this week. So it'll be good.
Yeah, not much sleep has been had, and we still haven't quite cracked the code. I'm pretty sure we won't ever. So.
Well, you managed to break away for this special edition podcast, and again, just really glad your priorities are in line with this podcast. So.
Yeah, and let it be known, this is sort of like the first time I dusted off my computer since the baby was born, and my wife was watching me, and she's like, boy, it looks like you're actually doing work, but you're doing the podcast. So I just want everyone to know that. I gave this podcast a slight amount of thought. So there's that.
Okay. Or you're talking about this particular episode.
Correct. Yeah.
We're about to dig into. Okay. Excellent. Quite the juggling act.
Sure is. So, amidst all of this, one of the things that has kind of gone by the wayside, particularly in the Northeast, is dealing with the deciduous leaves that have fallen upon the ground.
Oh, man.
I think everyone who deals with seasonal changes in the trees can commiserate and will appreciate CD's offering this week, which is a Stupid Leaves IPA from a Stellwagen Beer Company in none other than Marshfield, Massachusetts.
Wow. Yeah, this beer looks awesome, and I'm so glad that CD picked it up because I've yet to rake my yard, and I'm definitely going to be yelling Stupid Leaves when I do it, and maybe drinking some of these. We'll see.
Yeah, it's it might actually be the only thing that makes breaking leaves okay.
The can has a badass flannel, which is very in keeping and on brand with Walker, Texas Ranger. I could definitely see one of the bad guys wearing this flannel shirt.
Yeah, it would probably be buttoned at the top button, but
And honestly, I mean, all the bad guys on the show, they don't rake their yard.
No, they don't have to. They're live oaks down there. Don't lose their leaves. It's ridiculous. Come on now.
Are you ready to crack this beer, Bob?
Too late, buddy.
Smells pretty good. It's a pretty hazy beer. That's pretty refreshing.
Oh, wow. I like it. An IPA that I like? Well, that's weird.
Yeah, this one smells kind of citrusy, but tastes kind of piney. So it's pretty good.
All I got to say is this beer is stupid good.
It's good. Yeah.
Well, since we're entering into the holidays, and this is going to serve as our holiday podcast, for those listeners out there that didn't listen to our holiday special last year, still available wherever you get podcasts. I mean, we don't need to do a holiday special every year. I mean, that was it. You get to hear our favorite and least favorite Christmas songs. We do a holiday gift swap, all this stuff. It's in the Christmas special. We're not going to repeat ourselves.
Should we just roll that podcast now?
All right, hitting play.
I may have to go listen to that one. It sounds interesting.
It's not that good.
Anyway, it's still out there, but we didn't want to just repost it like a lot of podcasts do. I figured, we're going to touch upon the holidays the only way I could think to do it, and maybe get our reaction to this Christmas movie trailer. I'm going to share screen and hit play here. From what I'm told, this is a holiday classic.
Cannon. Oh, man.
Oh.
Can I put the star up this year? Time for dinner.
No one thought it could ever happen here. They are an army of international terrorists.
America has not been invaded by a foreign enemy in nearly 200 years.
Their target, America.
America.
Control.
18 hours from now, America will be a different place.
Now, only one thing stands in their way.
It's time to die.
Didn't work, huh? Now it will.
See you in hell.
He gave them one.
Send me a postcard.
Chuck Norris. Invasion USA.
Wow.
One of those sound effects actually sound like someone going, wow.
Yeah, it sounds like the Wildcat.
Yeah. I mean, Invasion USA, that was going to be our Christmas podcast this year, but we're pushing it to next year. That was the trailer, so that's what you got to look forward to. But, I mean, just from the trailer, they start that off with the Christmas music. So, I mean, that's quite a Christmas movie.
It looks as much a Christmas movie as Die Hard would be, so.
Can't wait to dig into that one on the podcast here. But why don't we dig into the news beat and check out what's happening on the socials and news? What do we got here, Evan?
Social media. I forgot I posted this. It's so good. Last episode in Sons of Thunder, Part 1, we saw fake Chuck Norris, Trent Malloy, using his martial arts training to train fellow service members overseas in hand-to-hand combat. And his method of training was just having people come at him one by one and dispatching them handily. Mm-hmm. And on one of them, he knocks them down, flips them over, and then pulls their legs up behind their back, which is a classic move by wrestler Chris Jericho, known as the Walls of Jericho. And so we posted a video on our socials of Chris Jericho clowning John Cena and get him in the Walls of Jericho move. And the thumbnail alone is pure beauty.
Yeah, it's pretty painful John Cena expression. And yeah, we kind of put it out there. I mean, did Trent Malloy come up with this move? And And did Chris Jericho steal it from a Walker Texas Ranger episode? What? So we put that out there. What did we hear from our friend Matthew Odell here?
Yeah, he says, no, Jericho didn't steal that from Trent, as the Boston Crab / Walls of Jericho has been used by many wrestlers long before Walker Texas Ranger existed. So this is also known as the Boston Crab.
Yeah, that sounds like something 3 guys from Massachusetts should know about, right?
The Boston Crab sounds like something you'd never order off of a sushi menu in New England.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Right, which is why it's a great move to deal to one of your opponents.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Shout out to Matthew Odell, not only for capitalizing Walker Texas Ranger, but also for capitalizing professional wrestlers. I love it. As someone who's constantly capitalizing bird names, I appreciate that someone cares about professional wrestling enough to capitalize that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for schooling us in the origins of the Walls of Trent Malloy. However, we at this podcast prefer to start unfounded wrestling conspiracy theories, whether they're true or not. So we're just going to stick to that.
What we need to do is we need to find a Chuck Norris movie where he put someone in the Boston Crab before the Boston Crab was a thing.
Yeah.
Well, Evan, you found this next item you sent me here, and this kind of relates to our special Halloween podcast on the Chuck Norris movie Silent Rage.
Yeah, I found a YouTube video of a guy presumably driving around Dallas, Texas, to all of the filming locations for Silent Rage. Now, my reaction to this video was probably like a lot of people's reaction to our podcast, where they're like, oh, this is maybe interesting. I might check this out. And they realize that the thing is actually like 40 minutes plus, and they don't click on it. So I actually have not watched this.
Well, I mean, I did.
That's why I sent it to you.
Kind of what blew my mind about it was the fact that we literally purchased the Silent Rage sheet music and called in a favor to get someone to play it. I thought that we could hold the badge of spent the most time on Silent Rage. This guy, oh my God, he was like going through all the Google Maps of Dallas to try to find the overhead shots that matched up with a frame of the movie. And then he drove around Dallas, like trying to match them up.
Yeah, it's basically saying you need to up your game.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll also say that his video has over 20,000 views, which is more than our podcast has been listened to total. So.
Yeah.
A shout out to the Daily Woo. He did an amazing job on this Silent Rage filming location video, which we'll add to our Silent Rage page on roundhouseroulette.com. These next few quick items, I couldn't resist not. We got to try to dig into these things here. Bob, do you want to take this first headline we got here?
Oh, yikes. Did you send this? Did you send this already and I just didn't pay attention to it?
No, I don't. I haven't told you guys about this yet.
Yeah, so. You're keeping this one pretty close to the chest, huh?
What do we got here? What's the headline?
So apparently this is just only a month ago now, not even a month ago, this article came out informing us that Donald Trump was awarded a 9th degree Taekwondo black belt. So this guy just gave him this black belt and he now technically outranks Chuck Norris. Now they're around the same age. Actually, I think Chuck Norris is older.
Yeah.
So who do you think would win in a fight? I mean
they're both really fit. So
right, absolutely. They're both at their peak physical prowess.
I'm just gonna say I think one of the two owns a total gym and uses it every day. So I think that person would win.
I tend to agree.
I'll also say in this photo, notice the guy on the right is actually like holding a stance that looks like almost legit, whereas the Donald looks like he's driving a car.
He's driving a big truck because he likes trucks.
Yeah, he's got his hands at 10 and 2.
Yeah, 10 and 2. That guy, he's definitely been in a fight before. We can assume that.
Oh my gosh!
All right.
Wow.
Well, that's kind of like people getting honorary doctorate degrees when
it is.
People who actually earn something along those lines must feel really, really bad about that.
Well, we're just putting it out there. We're not trying to get political here. But this kind of is a really political thing. I mean, I kind of feel like they need to fight it out.
I would love to see that.
I mean, I think they need to settle this on the mat.
It sounds
I
like
tend to
this
agree.
It sounds like this has upset several people, so maybe we'll get to see that.
Yeah.
And it would be totally fair if it was a pay-per-view event, and we'll see who can do the best Walls of Jericho.
The Boston Crab. Come on now.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. Well, Evan, what's the next news item we got here?
So, in our Stats Showdown, I realized we haven't yet done an episode that's one of the flashback episodes.
Right.
But while scrolling through my news feed, my phone still thinks that I'm interested in the Jared Padalecki Walker. I'm not. One of the things that I scroll past is the fact that they are now thinking of doing a prequel series that takes place in the 1800s for Jared Padalecki's Walker show.
Right. And it sounds like they're ripping off, the flashback episodes from the original Walker. Why not just make a Western, man?
I mean, the real question is, how many seasons do you really have to do in order to do a prequel? I guess one?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Listeners of Roundhouse Roulette, if you are a fan of old school Walker Texas Ranger and the reboot, and you think we got this all wrong, we want to hear from you. Because I think you're probably a unicorn, but I still believe.
It is the season of believing.
It is indeed. I just about have my Christmas shopping done, but it looks like Laura McCormick, she picked up a last-minute item on our website, which happened to be a Chuck Norris Cannot Be Stopped, 400 all-new facts about the man who knows neither fear nor mercy, the book. Hopefully someone special is getting that for Christmas. And we just want to give her a shout out and thank her for supporting Roundhouse Roulette and all we do here and everyone who has done that over the last few years here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys rule.
Many thanks.
We are still flabbergasted that it happens.
Every time. Just blows us out
single one
of
is
it blows our mind.
Slap that sticker on something cool.
Yeah, it also came with a Roundhouse Roulette sticker, yeah. When we come back, we are going to dig into the statistics from all 49 episodes of Walker Texas Ranger that we've watched thus far. But we first want to give a shout out to our Walkerstrator, Adam Lauritsen, who has been doing the awesome Walkerstrations that you see on our website and on the social medias. Check him out at Adagimagination Run Amok on Instagram. He's got a graphic novel in the works that should be coming out soon. And we look forward to talking with him about that. Don't go away.
In a world where all Christmas music sounds the same, have you heard Jingle Bell Rock 500 times while Christmas shopping? If you have and you're interested in learning something new about what Christmas music has to offer, might you check out The Three Wise Men? It's a Christmas album that's irreverent yet reverent, made by three people who podcast about Chuck Norris TV shows. The Three Wise Men has it all. Christmas music, and Christmas music. Check it out on Spotify or Apple Music today. The Three Wise Men. With hit tracks like Joy to the World and a new original, The Day Santa Met Jesus. Check it out today, or don't, and the world will stay the same.
We're back. So, for those of you out there who may be wondering, we have meticulously delved into the minutia of nearly 50 episodes of Walker Texas Ranger. And let me tell you, it's been something.
It's been a journey.
We have a few stats to go through. No really advanced analyses at this point, but there are definitely some interesting trends to our data. The last time we did a stats showdown, I think we were only 20 episodes in, so...
Right. And for anyone following along at home, if you go to roundhouseroulette.com, all this information is sortable on our rankings page. We want to give a shout out to Austin Lauritsen, who coded this for us. and is really doing a really big service for the internet with this.
For sure. And anyone out there who wants to dissect these numbers and run some actual statistical analyses on these, please do. Include p-values.
Yeah.
Gotta
now
have them.
we've sent it out to MIT. Have we heard back anything from them yet?
I think their spam filters got us.
Ah, damn. Every time.
So, one of the things I'm interested in is kind of like, we separate these things into seasons, and there really are differences between seasons of Walker and sort of what you get out of them. And so I actually separated it out and looked at our average scores. So each episode gets a score of 0 to 10 boots to the face. And looked at each of us individually and what seasons we like the most. And so far, interestingly, we haven't reviewed any of the few episodes from season 1 yet. So we only have from seasons 2 through 9. But season 2, the 3 episodes in that rank the highest. And the lowest for each of us is actually season 6.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep. There's a little bit of variation between the 3 of us as to which seasons do better than others. But our best are definitely season 2, and our worst is season 6, which is kind of interesting.
What's some of the highlights from season 6? What are some episodes there?
Iceman.
Test of Faith.
Yeah,
Lucas.
it's got some real duds. It had the Lucas duo, which we ranked quite low.
Rightfully so.
The wasted Danny Trejo cameo.
Undercover.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's a lot of duds.
I think I attribute that maybe to the fact that, around season 6, they're like, you know what? We've done pretty much everything we can do with the Walker-Trevette combo. We got to add some new blood with the Sons of Thunder, change things up, and make things more bombastic. And then when that spinoff failed, they added Gage and Sydney, and they were like, you know what? Why don't we just have 5 people fighting at the same time? That's cool. And we like that. So season 6 was maybe the nadir of the Walker-Trevette Matrix.
Perhaps it was. We keep stats on the number of explosions, car chases, fights, and roundhouse kicks. There aren't a ton of obvious trends here. I was looking at averages per season. Explosions kind of peak around season 3 or 4. But if you want car chases, don't go to season 7. We have no car chases in season 7 so far. And also roundhouse kicks. If you want roundhouse kicks anywhere from season 7 onwards, you're not going to get many roundhouse kicks per episode. And that's probably because Gage and Sydney come in and do all the fighting.
And we only count them if Chuck does them. So
Yes, that should be made clear. Yes.
Yeah.
Another thing we keep track of is the how long the credits go at the beginning of the show.
They let these credits just roll like through scenes that really don't matter. They're like, oh yeah, you think they're over, and then they'll sneak one in on you, and you're like, man, we're almost like halfway through the TV show and they're still rolling the credits. So that's something we knew we had to catalog, and is one of our friends of the show, Mike Rooney's favorite statistic here. So what do you got for that?
Oh, there's a highly significant trend for longer credits as the seasons progress. There's no doubt at this point. It was pretty clear after 20 episodes, but after 49 episodes, it's irrefutable. And after the first couple seasons, the credits just keep going on and on and on. And I wonder if that's something that has to do with the syndication, or I think it more has to do with how long the opening scene is, the teaser.
You want to get people in on that, and then when people are doing an exposition dump after the commercial is when you sneak those in.
Yeah, it's usually during a lull in the action.
What else you got?
For those interested, recent bar names used in the episodes are things like Club Red Jacket, The Spy, Frank's Spot, The Kit Kat, and 38 Special, as well as the Old Crow, Club Kingston, The Velvet Elvis, etc. Now, if anyone has actually spent time at any of these places, and if they're real, please let us know. We'd be very curious to know about them.
Well, it's funny you say that, Evan, because I forgot about this, but we heard from friend of the show, Cisco, from the Talented Slackers podcast, and I'm just going to pull it up here. You did an amazing GIF of Club Red Jacket. And this is in response to that on our Instagram page.
This was when they were all dancing to the fake Rick Astley song.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Wow. Yeah, that is an amazing gift, by the way. Oh, yeah. Look at the moves. Look at the moves.
That's so good.
Outstanding.
Yeah, when I put it up there, I said, be thankful this GIF doesn't have sound.
Well, even though it's not really a Rick Astley song, we'd still get sued by him.
I mean, they're moving like it is. That's for sure.
Yeah. Seriously. So, yeah, friend of the pod, Cisco, informs us that the Red Jacket was a real place. But he says that he thinks the patrons were dressed a little more spiffy than this. So it's a little more high end.
Nice. All
Well,
right.
I guess it burned down like 20 years ago. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
You know, wow.
I asked him if he had ever popped his collar there before, but I guess he was there. Yeah, and it's probably a pretty posh place.
Was his drink ever drugged there?
You know, he's able to type consistently on Instagram, so I think that he luckily didn't have any roofies.
Excellent.
Yeah, put in his drink. Hopefully, the writers of Walker, Texas Ranger didn't take inspiration from any actions of Cisco at this club.
For sure.
Yeah, which from listening to Talented Slackers, I think he would have been policing drinks.
Yeah, I think they're on the up and up.
Yeah. So, but shout out to him and for confirming the Red Jacket.
That's the real deal.
I think we could tell that if they're real, if they have like a real neon sign.
Yeah, because they aren't going to pay to do that.
Exactly.
Well, I guess there's one final stat that I was most interested in. And this is kind of, when we have episodes where we vary wildly in our ratings. And so the question is sort of who's the most scrupulous with their roundhouse kicks?
The Delta. Yeah.
Exactly. Who gives out the fewest boosts to the face per episode?
Yeah.
I think it's Evan. I think I'm going to say that right away.
I think this is the most interesting stat of all, in that Adam actually gives out the most and Bob gives out the least.
Wow.
But that said, we're all apart by 0.2 of a roundhouse kick. So Adam gives out on average 5.4. I give out 5.3, and Bob gives out 5.2 on average per episode.
Really? And what do you think that says about us as people?
I think it actually
as humans.
says more about the episodes themselves, that we react to each one's a little bit differently.
The differences between us are not really like statistically meaningful. But I do think that the fact that each of us gives out a roundhouse ranking that's pretty darn close to right in the middle, right in the average, right?
Mm-hmm. Because
of that, I think that means that we're all quite impartial.
We're just indifferent. We just don't really actually even like the show.
No. I think it means that.
All right, this is our last podcast.
Hanging it up.
No, I think it means that we give out fair rankings and that our average is right in the middle. So, like, if you were giving grades to a class and, kids were getting anywhere from like 0 questions right to all of them correct, you'd expect sort of like a normal, that sort of bell-shaped curve.
Oh, so you're saying that if Bob was teaching a class, then if I was teaching the same class, and if you were teaching the same class, all 3 classes would fail, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying on the class average would be pretty much the same. We're just ranking individual episodes differently. But I think that we're all kind of on the mark. That means that not a single one of us is particularly stingy with our rankings. We're just partial to different episodes. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like, I really like hot air balloons.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Adam's referring to Sons of Thunder Part 1, which he gave a perfect 10 only because it has a hot air balloon stunt.
Oh, my God.
Well, mainly because.
Yeah, I mean, there were some cursory stuff, which we won't need to rehash.
I think I'm the only one that hasn't given a 10.
Exactly.
I've given out 2 9s.
I mean, it's okay if an episode starts out so good that the whole rest of the episode's a come down. because you're still thinking about that awesome thing that happened.
Oh, I agree, but let's not get back into that.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I thought that was really interesting that we all basically have the same average for our scores, yet they're wildly different on episodes. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So if listeners out there can relate to one of us more than the other people, I'm sure most people relate to me and how I rate episodes, but if there's like one person that actually, they're into Evan or Bob, I mean, they can go by those ratings. And that's all sortable on our website at roundhouseroulette.com.
Absolutely.
That's the whole reason we're doing this is, say you want to watch an episode that has the most roundhouse kicks, which why wouldn't you want to? You'll be able to sort this when we complete this in the next 10 years.
It would be in the name of God, by the way.
We do this podcast in the name of God, but currently that's the statistical winner, most roundhouse kicks per episode. Yeah. Which you would know if you went to our website.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, our highest rated episode, Undefeated, it remains a near perfect 9. It's 9 across the board. This was Blown Apart, which features a crazy villain, Max Cale.
My God, he's perfect.
Yeah. Great episode, Blown Apart. So that one is undefeated. Sons of Thunder came very close, but no dice.
Yeah, maybe this next trip around the sun will unseat that. I'm hoping it does get unseated, but that's a high bar, and it's all at the mercy of the roulette wheel. So as far as our all-time top episodes, we had an upset this year.
Wow. All right.
Oh, was Top Dog number 1 before?
I mean, Top Dog was obviously Top Dog, but it got Top Dog this year.
Which one was Swan Song?
That's the one with the airplane and the caveman, the cannibal.
That was kind of great. Yeah,
that one was epic. That was a great episode.
How did we rank that? Let's take a look. Let's go to the board.
So, our podcast on the episode Swan Song, where Walker fights a bear and also a cannibal, upset our podcast on the 1995 Chuck Norris buddy cop partner with the dog movie Top Dog, which for whatever reason was our most listened to podcast.
We ranked Swan Song a 7.67. That's pretty high. That's pretty good.
Respectable, but it's not it's not blown apart.
I mean, when I look back on Swan Song, I look back on it fondly. I mean, it had the flashback with Walker with the long hair and his...
El Camino,
yeah, that one. There must have been some malfeasances there. I don't remember at this point, but yeah, as far as memory goes, that should have been. It should have been a 10, maybe.
That was pretty solid.
But no, there was a lot of piddling around, and Walker, he got hurt, and he didn't really fight. There wasn't a lot of fighting.
Yeah, okay, he got hurt, but he got hurt by a bear, dude.
He didn't fight the bear with a roundhouse kick.
He did get bested in a cave by a cannibal, and he was saved by he was saved by a bear that he befriended after fighting.
I know.
Yeah, that one was epic.
That seems like a missed opportunity.
I think so. I think we screwed up on that one.
Well, I know we were kind of lamenting the fall of Top Dog, and it's something we're gonna have to come into terms with, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I heard something at the door. Did you guys send me something?
I don't think so, but maybe.
I hear who's on the roof. You guys better check your Dropbox. I think we got something here, guys.
Wow, perhaps it's Reno, the famed French Briard, who starred in Top Dog, dropping off a press kit from the movie Top Dog.
Oh wow,
that dog can do anything.
Man, he dropped all three of us off a copy of the press kit for Top Dog. Maybe we should dig into this here, guys. What do we see here?
I don't really know what a press kit is, but I can't imagine many people read this.
Yeah, so we got like this kind of folder from Live Entertainment Inc., and it's got about 4 promo photos from the movie Top Dog. One of Chuck Norris doing an extremely mean kick with blood dropping off his face. Another one of him with a police badge looking very Miami Vice, hands in his pocket style.
High pants.
High pleated pants.
Oh, yeah.
You can cut yourself on those pleats.
Yeah, look out.
So sharp.
And a very awesome picture of probably the best actor in the movie Top Dog. Would you guys say that?
Yeah, let's just say I'm happy to see the French Briard as part of the AKC, a recognized breed. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Yeah, very stylish. It's got his badge on his collar, police dog. But then we get like a behind the scenes shot of Aaron Norris, Chuck's brother, directing Chuck on the set of Top Dog.
Yeah, he looks like Johnny Damon.
He 100% does. Yeah.
Yeah, and Johnny Damon, for people who are not from Boston, is
a beloved character on the 2004 Red Sox team that eventually reversed the curse in Boston.
I hate sports. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there.
You asked, man.
Yeah, I know. Can you describe the joint picture of the dog and Chuck Norris here? What the hell is going on?
Chuck Norris is holding hands with this dog. Chuck Norris is staring intently into the camera, and the dog is staring off into space.
Someone's probably holding up a cookie for him.
But the dog's paw is on like Chuck Norris's hand, but he's not holding the paw. The paw is on the hand.
No. I mean, there's subtle cues there. I mean, that's kind of like their dynamic in the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just have to watch it. But
yeah, if you watch the movie, that shot makes a lot more sense.
Totally.
There's tension there.
Totally.
Right? There's a work tension.
Yeah. I mean, this is clearly a before shot, not an after shot. So they're just
okay.
Also, my question for you guys regarding this photo is, what shot do you think this is? How many do you think they had to take before they got this one?
Well, considering the dog's eyes aren't going the same place as Chuck Norris, probably 100. They're like, all right, it's not going to work out, guys.
Yeah, definitely a few.
Yeah.
This press kit also holds the answer to our question, which is who this movie was intended for. We have a quote from the director, Aaron Norris, saying, "I wanted to make a film I would be proud to take my own kids to." So it was meant for kids, even though there was some pretty gruesome parts in there.
A family movie, a full family movie. Not just for kids.
Well, a family movie where the grandma knows a little too much about Hitler.
Yeah, she did, didn't she? Yeah.
There's a quote from Ron Swanson.
Was he a screenwriter on this?
He was. He says, if you're involved in writing action movies, it's pretty difficult to get a PG rating. However, we were always cognizant of who our audience is, and from the start, we were committed to making a movie with the broadest possible appeal. Again, this movie juxtaposes comedic physical comedy from a dog besting goofy goons and a police officer getting shot point blank in the head. So I just want to say this movie still doesn't really have a good demographic here.
Yeah.
I fell in love with the storyline of Top Dog, says Norris, who agreed to make the film while on hiatus from his hit CBS television series, Walker, Texas Ranger, after his brother put the script in his hands. There's a lot of physical action, but there's also some warmth and tender moments, which has never happened in the type of movies I've made in the past. And there's lots of humor in Top Dog here, apparently. So.
It was the tender moment when he was planting a tree for his mom and she told him what day Hitler was born.
That was pretty tender.
That was probably the only tender moment. Or maybe the tender moment was when he woke up hungover.
Because that definitely didn't happen in Lone Wolf McQuade.
Needless to say, there's a lot of text here, a lot of nuggets, and some great photos. So what we're going to do here is gift this to our patrons. If you are interested in digging through the Top Dog press kit in all its glory, it's our gift to all our patrons. Thank you guys for the support.
Well, we hope you all have a very happy holiday and hope you enjoyed this special episode, wrap-up statistical analysis / news bag / random stuff episode. And when we come back next year, we're going to be dealing with the thrilling conclusion of Season 5, Episode 24, Sons of Thunder, Part 2. So, you know, if you've been a victim of the cliffhanger from Sons of Thunder Part 1, which, as we know, was a serious cliffhanger, is Carlos mixed up in this? Do we care? Probably not.
Where's the other balloon?
Yeah, hot air balloon chase. Maybe they'll do it again at the end.
They do it in the rap in the previously seen on Walker. We'll find out. Thanks for listening. Until next time, may the eyes of the Ranger
be upon you.
When you're in Texas, look behind you. Oh, 'cause that's where the Ranger's gonna be.